Hmm. Are you seeing anything on your side?
I am going there right now. I generally don't open the YouTube because it's different.
Right.
So says live.
Please sign the petition and urge contact.
I can tell you're in a left state. I get that ad as well for the, I'm not sure what they're trying to get rid of, assault weapons or something like that.
It appears so.
Yep. Well,
So
fiddlesticks.
I have the screen up. It says that we're going.
But is it actually showing anything?
It's showing the tabletop. So let me move something and see if it does something. So this is just a test.
So is it showing? So is it showing me the?
It's showing the game, and
Oh,
you're up in the corner.
oh, okay. Then I
But it's
guess
not.
it
It didn't
is.
show the movement that I just made.
Huh.
Because it's kind of come from your end. Move a unit around. Let's see.
It should. It should
I
show
should, yeah,
whatever.
there we go. Yeah, that's it. That's it. We're live.
Okay, that's really weird because I'm showing on my side of it that I've got an error. So, okay, well,
I'm gonna put that back.
yeah, I just hit the
Okay.
undo button.
Oh
Okay.
well.
Yeah, well, for whatever reason, where it would normally show me what YouTube is broadcasting, I've got a message saying an error has occurred, and I don't see anything. I see the little live, it's ticking down minutes, seconds, everything like that. But I'm not
Yeah.
seeing what is being broadcast. And so I'm just like, is it really happening or not? So thanks for checking on that, Matt.
Hey, no problem. And I've got it up visible just in case something else happens. But the sound is off on my
Yeah, muted.
computer.
Otherwise, yeah, we
On
end up
on
going
the
insane listening to ourselves, or more
yeah.
insane, I should say.
Everybody says that the biggest fear people have is public speaking. And
Hmm.
my biggest fear is listening to myself. I can speak all the time. I just don't want to hear what I say.
There you go.
But I'm like most people in that regard.
Is it public speaking or public listening? That is the problem. So,
So the German government has been concerned about the whole tariff wars and the situation in Ukraine, and they've started to advise their citizens to start to stock up on cheese and sausages, just in case. They're preparing for the worst case situation.
oh my gosh, that is a terrible joke.
I'll be here all week, folks.
There you go. There you go. That's if we had any viewers, that might have driven them away very quickly. So, well,
Good to get it
greetings.
out of my system early.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and if you posted something to Facebook for this broadcast, you'll have to update it because it probably created a different link um, when I reset the live stream. So, all right. Well, when last we left, the
It was you.
the French had pulled a cube. We've got 5 cubes left in the bag. Um, the majority of the cubes in the bag are going to be French because you've played 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's only one Russian cube left. When I check the rules, it says that when you've got a situation like this, and say I draw 3 cubes in a row, then the next one that comes up has got to be a Russian one, right? Um, and then I would get my last 2 draws. But say we do 1 French this phase, then we draw a Russian one, and then there's 4 French ones left in the bag. Then after I do those 3 French ones in a row, that final French one is lost.
That is what I would expect, but I haven't read that. You read that?
Yeah, I read that. Yeah, because I was curious about that. So I took a look at it, and that's what it says. So I thought, okay, that is interesting. And that's what we have to look forward to. So if I'm able to get 3 in a row, then it will force the Russian one to be the next one. And then I'll be able to get my last 2 in, potentially. So we'll see how that goes. What I thought I would do for the sake of the excitement is to do the grand charge, whether I'm ready for it or not, just for the sake of executing it and seeing how all that goes. So, what I thought might be helpful is to read that out loud. Let's see. So
Excellent.
that way, yep.
It's
So
not a
this,
long rule, and it's really profound.
yeah. So this is section 16.2 called Mass Cavalry Charge. To initiate the mass cavalry charge, a French player needs to spend 2 activation cubes. Procedure: place a drawn French activation cube onto the leader counter of Murat. A second AC placed on Murat initiates the mass cavalry charge. The 2 activation cubes do not need to be placed successively. The 2 ACs do not need to be placed on Murat in the same game turn. This means that Murat can have 1 AC placed on him, and a following French AC can be used to activate another formation. When a second French AC is placed on Murat, he can now activate up to 4 cavalry divisions and perform a mass cavalry charge. When the first of the 2 necessary ACs for the mass cavalry charge is placed on Murat, any activation is skipped until a second AC is placed on him. Okay, that just means that when you place it on him, it doesn't do anything. The first one doesn't do anything. Drawing from the ACs from the bag proceeds normally. If a game turn ends and Murat has 1 AC placed on him, leave that AC there for future use. This AC doesn't count against the total ACs available next turn. If Murat becomes a casualty, his replacement can't execute a mass cavalry charge. If there's an AC on Murat, which was intended to prepare that, then you remove it. Okay, to be part of the mass cavalry charge, a cavalry division needs to be under attack orders, and a leader of this cavalry division needs to be within 8 hex range of Murat. The cavalry unit has to be part of the mass cavalry charge, has to be in range of their divisional commander. The eligible cavalry divisions may participate even if they are already been activated this turn. However, if a cavalry division has already been activated 3 times, it can't be part of the mass charge. Before executing the mass charge, place an AC on the order activation chart. First, second, third activation for each participating cavalry division. Take the ACs from the stock, not from the cup or the bag. When executing the mass cavalry charge, all units of the participating division are considered as one formation. This means the French player does not need to execute their actions formation by formation, but can execute the actions of participating units in any order. The next French AC marker drawn after having executed the mass charge can extend the charge. Place the next French AC on top of Murat. The French player declares that he extends the mass charge. He can do this once. The extended mass charge can contain another cavalry division, other cavalry divisions than the division that started the charge. They still have to fulfill all the mass charge conditions described above. When the next drawn French AC marker is used to activate a formation that's not part of the mass cavalry charge, what's it say? When the next drawn 8 French is used to activate is not part of the mass cavalry charge, the mass cavalry charge is over. Return it to the stock. So it looks like you can do the mass cavalry charge basically 2 cubes in a row, depending on how fortunate you are.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you can add more divisions to the charge in the second go round.
Right. Right. So that's what that's all about. So I thought, since we are messing around and experimenting with all of this exciting stuff, I would try to give it a opportunity to be used in some way, shape, or form. So to that end, that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to activate the only 2 divisions that sort of fit the bill for this particular activity are the 2nd Dragoons here under, who is this, Grouchy, and the 3rd Dragoon Division under Mihaud. So those 2 are the ones that are going to get
Technically speaking, your cuirassiers can join in as well.
Well, that would be if they were conveniently under the attack order. Unfortunately, they are not. So,
Aye. Oh,
yeah,
ow.
yeah. But I mean, even then, it would take them, quite a while to get where they need to be.
They wouldn't be effective till the second activation of the charge. But yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So, so what I'm going to do is see if I can clone this. Yep. Okay, and then I will put that. I will put that then on the French board. So that's the 2nd and the 3rd Dragoons. And this would be then their first activation. Okay. All right. So we are going to do some moving with those people. Going to have a moving experience. So first off, we're going to have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this guy's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 gets him there. And let's see who else we have. Oh, actually, before I do that, here, let me move this guy first. So 1, 2. Did you want to try to form square?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
And you started how many? So you activated.
So
on
this guy, yeah, he's 3 away. 1, 2, 3.
So hold on. Okay, so at range 3, I have a -1 to the die roll.
Okay.
No leader. It's not elite, and it's not green. So roll 2 dice. 7. Ooh. 6. Ooh, that's less than 8. That's not good. Okay.
That is. So they're going to, I guess one of them takes a casualty.
I think that would be the top one.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Do you want to try to form square again?
Sure.
Well, and so that's where, I'm curious how we do this, because I think you'd seen my posting on Facebook where I talked about this whole business of square being so much more difficult.
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Yes, I did. Okay. But I would like to be in square. And so I think that I can do that. I'm going to try.
Yeah, you can. So, but now we're at a range of 2.
It's -2.
You're going to have, -2.
So a 9 -2 is a 7. Okay, lose another point. Should I be taking a morale check here?
I don't think so.
I think I have to stand and take the charge.
Yeah, no, the morale check. I mean, this is of sorts your morale check. The forming of the square part,
right,
is kind of the equivalent of it. But
Yep.
that's why I'm not sure what's the best thing to do. I would say, well, if you might want to try it at the range of 3 hexes, but at doing this multiple times here, if you do it in one more time as I come adjacent to you, that unit, now your chances of passing, you've got a -3 on the roll,
Right.
and you've got to
No, I'm
roll
good.
an 8 or better. Now you're talking about you've got to roll an 11 or 12. So you have hardly anything at all so your chances of that happening are very slim.
Oh, whoops. That actually should go to delete. So he's gone.
Yeah.
He rolled it. All right.
Yeah. So that's
So
that's why, like, my thought is that probably on this sort of thing, um, not quite sure how to do it. If it makes sense to roll multiple times where your odds are just getting worse and worse and worse, or maybe you try it once and then you're just like, okay, well, I'm just gonna take it.
well, I
Now
think since the rules don't specify, it means it is player's choice. So
it
I
is, yeah, it
chose
is
to.
the player's choice, but I'm just wondering what's the best thing to do. Now, here's the question that's happened. You've had a unit that's been eliminated, right? So now
Right.
you have to do a stand check for that guy and the 2 guys that are next to him.
Yeah, I think I would.
Yeah.
I think I
So,
would.
yeah. So for this guy here, now I don't know if that's a good thing to do. Basically sacrifice a unit for the sake of the other guys running away. I'm not sure. But if we do the
It's like
unit that
Admiral B.
yeah, if we do the unit that he was stacked with, um,
So yeah.
you're
So
going to
I've
have a
got
-2 because the guy was eliminated, and
+1 for
then
Russian.
and +1 for Russian, right? So you've got a -1, and then it's enemy cavalry within proximity of you. So you've got a
-2.
-3.
-3. Oh my gosh. Yeah, let's try it out.
Yeah.
An
11.
11 on
So
Susan
they
T.
stand. Okay. All right. So then you've got this one's going to be a -2 because, well, let's see. Oh, they're in square. That helps.
That helps
So
a lot.
being in square, so their friend was eliminated. That's -2. They're in square. That's +2. So that's a 0. They're Russian. So that's +1. Um, they have a leader there. That's another +1. But then their proximity to the enemy cavalry is -2. So they're just at a 0, it looks like.
Oh, I think I calculated a little differently. So I've got, let me try it out. I've got +1 for Russian.
Yep.
Adjacent hex is the -2. There's the -2. Yeah. So you're right.
Yeah.
It's an even.
Yeah.
Right. So let me try that. Oh, and they failed.
5. What did you need?
I
Oh, you
needed an
need a
8.
6 or better. Okay.
6. Right.
All right. So they're going to
Five's
top
definitely
unit
better.
loses an SP, and then the stack has to retreat.
And they're not in square anymore.
They're not in square anymore. Nope.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, maybe I have to go there. Whoops. 4, 5, 6. I think if I'd taken that other path, I would have gone. I wouldn't have increased my distance to the enemy. Okay, so this guy here now needs to roll.
Yeah, and so
And
he's going to
he
be just have a -1 on his roll since he doesn't have the leader there.
right. Well, he's got the +1 for Russian, -2 for cavalry, and then a +2 for square.
and then another -2 for eliminated. So if we want to add up all the
It's
positives,
-1.
he's Russian, that's a +1. He's in square, that's plus. So you got +3. The negatives, -2 for friendly unit eliminated, -2 for cavalry nearby.
Right. So it's a net -1.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Okay, so that's going to be
Russians
another
stink.
one.
And this is why going in square helps you, right?
Yeah, well, because otherwise you would have had a
lot more
much
stuff.
larger modifier.
1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 6. Okay. I'm trying to be scrupulous about the retreat paths.
Yeah, and this is always the challenge with retreat rules. You know, I'm playing 4 different rule sets or whatever else. Now, the one that we didn't really have a chance to demonstrate it, but with that fixed bayonets Albuera game that I was doing earlier in the week with Frederick, he's got it where, like, if it routes, you just take it off the map.
Oh, right. And then it just goes into like a
And
replacement
it goes
box?
into like a holding bin, and then if then at the beginning of the next turn you have a chance for it to recover. But if it doesn't recover, it takes another step loss, and pretty soon it's gone.
That's a good mechanic.
Yeah, I mean, part of his philosophy is to try to keep things a little cleaner. So yeah. So that's what's up. Okay, so we've got that one little bit of movement that we've done. Now let's see what else we want to do here with Mr. Grouchy. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can't go there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh no, this guy can do it, can't he? 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. All right. We are stepping off with this chap here. 1, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3.
I'm going to square.
So who's going to square?
This guy's going to square.
Okay.
This one's going to square. Where's this? Oh, because I'm not going to. Okay, so 1. Square marker. Okay. And then this guy is going to square.
So now my question is, what is preventing, in this situation, this guy from squaring?
Well, he already did his square checks. So now you're within 4 again.
No, but when I was here, right, you would have had a line of sight 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is where, like, with the rules, it's a little wiggly, right? Usually in La Bataille, we'd come up, we would mark this, we'd put like a charge marker indicating that these 2 units are engaged, and basically this guy's kind of frozen. And then this guy's moving, and you're like, okay, well, now because he's 4 away, I can now form square. But in this particular rule set, there doesn't seem to be any sort of mechanic that's preventing you from forming square when you see somebody else move, and unless I'm missing something.
I agree. So one thing I want to do, if you don't mind, is I'm going to swap that unit out. So get you a loss and a loss, and a loss, and I'm going to rotate him.
What are you cloning it or something?
Not cloning it. I'm replacing it, and I'm doing that because the way that Vassal works is that it keeps the piece when the piece was created. So we started this game before the new module was out. So
Okay.
now there's something new and worth pointing out. If you right click on your guy, right now you have something called declare charge. So if you hit declare charge once, that gives you the hex that it's going to. If you hit it again, it moves to the next hex, then the one on the side, then the one on the left side, and then back. It just cycles through.
Okay.
So now you know where that
I'm
was
not,
actually.
yeah, I've got version 1.0 of the module.
Yeah.
So
We updated
I'm
them
not
all.
seeing it. I see the option here where it says declare charge,
Oh, you're not seeing it on the screen.
but I'm not actually seeing it on the screen. So when I click on it, it's not actually producing anything.
Oh,
So have you uploaded the new module to Vassal yet?
yes, I have.
Okay,
Yes, I
so
have.
what version is up on Vassal right now?
Question. Good questions. 1.1.
1.1. Okay. Yeah,
Yep.
so if
Let
we're
me use a word poem here to say what's happening. There's a little arrow on the top of the counter now that either points to the hex directly in front to the left, directly in front to the right, directly to the side, because that's still part of the front,
right,
or directly to the other side, the
right.
left side. And then it cycles through those. So now you have an arrow that's pointing at what's going to get charged. This way, in a situation like this, you can set your charges, go do the next movement, and come back, and then execute them all. So I apologize for it not being here. We'll use the next module next time we play.
Okay, yeah, I did not realize that you'd had it updated there. So,
Yeah.
but getting back to this whole idea of you can, you can do something else. Um, if an infantry or stack of infantry units has an activated moving enemy cavalry unit within 4 hexes of itself, it may change formation into square at any time. If the cavalry unit already started closer than 4 hexes, then the enemy must roll per below. The infantry must have a free line of sight to the enemy cavalry unit. The decision must be taken the moment the enemy cavalry enters its activated within 4 hexes. If the line of sight is blocked by friendly units in square, the infantry unit may change its formation to square, although the line of sight is blocked by the unit. If the player decides not to change, so this is where I'm like, okay, obviously right now this guy's got a cavalry unit that's right in his face, right? But if I'm moving other cavalry out here on other parts of the field, does this mean that this guy can form square because he sees somebody else who's now 4 away? So he's got this cavalry that came in and charged. He tried to form square, or maybe he didn't try to form square. But then as soon as this guy moves here, he can see him, and then he's like, okay, I'm going to form square now, even though I've got cavalry right next to me, right, who have technically moved first. So that's kind of where, like, with some of the language, I'm not sure what they're trying to accomplish per se.
I see exactly what you mean. Well, I'm going to ask one of the editors, Mark, next time I talk to him. I've got it in my notes file now. So that's important. If I say I'm going to ask somebody something, make sure I put it in my notes. So now it's in the notes. So I think that the rules saying that it can check at 4, I think that's wrong. I don't think you should be able to, infinitely check squares.
Okay.
But it doesn't say you can't. So I would say,
Yeah, I mean, it gets really gamey. Like, oh, I've got these, these cavalry units that have moved up and they're around me, but suddenly I see somebody, you know, uh, a mile away, and
Oh,
now
he's
I'm
like, the
forming square.
cuirassiers don't bug me. Oh, but that lancer over there does.
Yeah. So that's
No,
why I was
I think
curious. Like it it could be the sort of thing that, okay, forming square is this really tough thing to do, but if you get gamey and you're like, if I were only to move that one cavalry unit, then yeah, you're toast. But then I'm moving all this other cavalry, and you're like, oh, okay, well, I didn't react to the first one because it was within 3 hexes of me, and I didn't want to fail the roll. But I know you're going to be moving other cavalry, and so when you move them, then I'll be able to do it because they'll be 4 hexes away, kind of a thing.
that's totally gamey. I don't
Yeah,
think
yeah,
that's
yeah, yeah,
right.
yeah.
I had my shot. It's over.
Okay, that's what I wanted to try to get a sense of. So now, but say for example, this cavalry unit had started adjacent to this guy, and then this guy had moved, right? Then I would say, yeah, you could form square because this guy was adjacent, maybe, and he
Yeah,
hadn't moved, right? I would say,
I
okay,
almost I almost want to say that infantry units get to form squares against the first cavalry attack they get, not multiples.
okay.
So, but I will consult with them and see if they can clarify that rule.
Yeah, I think that would be helpful
Yeah,
just
yeah,
to get a
absolutely.
better idea of how all that excitement works.
You build a game system, and Uwe has done a great job. And he's tried to build it so that he's gotten rid of some of the chrome and some of the things that detract from the playing of the game, so that you have individual decisions. And he's done a great job. But the more concise you are, the more exceptions pop up.
Right.
So,
Yeah. Well,
unfortunately,
and this is the challenge. It's not only just like I was listening to somebody. Oh, it was I was listening to Gary over at Ardwolf's Lair, and he was talking about the idea that the uh, if you're writing rules for war games, it's 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 not only okay, you're a good, writer kind of a thing, but also that you have it's more technical writing. So it's sort of legal slash technical writing that you're doing, um,
yes, it is.
and so therefore, you know, crafting the sentence in the right way, or the paragraph or whatever is really important. Where you put your commas and stuff like that makes
Oh
a.
boy, is it!
Oh yeah. Let's see. We have
I,
Ken Harlton, the giant squid. I'm not going to ask what that's all about. He is saying, is there no disruption if you fail to square and then another cavalry unit is moving? Um, yeah, no, there isn't a disruption in this. What usually happens is you either stand or you run away. They don't really have anything like disorder. It's basically you're either there or you're running away
leaving.
is the way the system is kind of set up with this one. So, all right. So I moved up here. I don't know if you have any infantry that's here. I think that's just all artillery. So that guy just came popping up there. Okay. Um, Next one. So this guy's going to go 1, 2. You've got a line of sight on him over here if you want to do anything about it.
Well, I would have had to have a line of sight before, but I think I do. So,
Yeah. So that's why I'm asking you what you want to
got
do.
it.
Okay.
And now this guy, does he have a line of sight?
Who? That
Now,
guy? Well,
I don't think so.
if this guy goes into square, he does, right? Because the rule said if the line of sight is blocked by a friendly unit in square only, in parentheses only, the infantry unit may change its formation to square although its line of sight is blocked by units. So
But
that
it's not blocked by a unit. It's blocked by the actual terrain. See here on the slope? I don't think I have a clear line of sight to the unit. I know this guy's squaring here.
right.
But that's not what I wanted to do. Hold on.
Oh no, no, the slope is not blocking it, right? I think you're
I
okay
think it's
because you're 2 away, and I'm only 1 hex
Oh,
away
you're right.
from
You're
the
right. You're right.
slope.
You're right.
Yeah,
You're right.
so I'm
Yeah. No.
closer to
Yes. That's
slope than you
boom.
are. Yeah, so you could form
Yep.
square. Okay.
Yep.
So let's see, where did I start? So I went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll just park him down there. Cool. Now, what should we do? I still have one more cavalry. I've got a couple more people then with him. So we're going to go ahead and move the guns. Let's see where we want to put them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, 7. We will unlimber them. And we'll take a shot. Who's a good target? So many lovely targets. We'll take a shot at these guys here.
Alrighty.
Yep. So we're at 1, 2, 3 hexes away. And at 3 hexes away, we're ×2, so that's going to give us 4. We're on the 4 chart. And you are in square, so we'll have a +4. So we've on the 4 chart with a +4. I'm not sure if there's any other modifiers. No, I think that's just it. Yeah. So here we go. Let's see what we get. A 10, that's going to be 14. Out, that's 2 and a morale check.
And a leader. Okay. 2 and a morale check and a possible leader loss.
Yeah.
Is there a leader there? No, there's not.
No.
All right. So this guy gets 2. So he's.
So you're not going to be in square anymore. And I don't think it's the artillery doesn't take the artillery doesn't take the hit, does it? I thought usually the infantry always absorbs the hits.
You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I took it off the wrong thing. Okay, so now we're down to 2. It's not in square anymore.
Yep.
Okay. So that was an effective shot, actually. Very effective.
Yeah.
But there's no leader loss here. I do have to take a morale check. So let's do the morale check.
You do. So with that one, you're Russian, so you have a +1. No one's been eliminated, right? I don't have any cavalry within 3 hexes of you, so you just have a +1 on the roll.
Yeah. I lost my beautiful +2 for being in square.
Yeah, it's okay. All right, so they stand, they pass. Okay, cool. And then I'm going to bring up these guys. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. They just go right there. Okay. All right, and then Grushi, we're going to put him here so he can keep everybody in command. And then now we've got Milhod's group, and they're just going to be moving along here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see. And what all does he have? He does not have any horse guns. Okay. Not a problem. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You got anybody else who wants to form square while you're in the neighborhood?
Don't you mean while you're in the neighborhood?
While I'm in the neighborhood? Yeah, so like here.
I can't there.
Yeah, but this guy could,
Here I can.
right?
That's it. There's no more infantry out there.
Okay.
Wait. No, you took him down and you took him down. Wow. Okay. Great.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
kind of
no,
my
that's right.
plan. That's kind of the plan.
That's what cavalry's for.
Yep. Okay, so he was there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He can get there. This guy can get there. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Those guys can get there. Okay, so they're crossing their fingers and hoping we get another blue cube, but one way or the other, they're going to have some fun potentially. So
You're going to get another blue cube. I mean, just odds are.
yes. So
All right.
all right, so now we have some combat. So we are going to be attacking this guy if it weren't completely obvious. And what we're going to do, let's take a look first. I may or may not need to use everybody in that attack.
Got a 6-1 right there.
Well, not a 6-1. I've got a 2-1 with him, right? And I may.
Oh,
and
I'm
if
sorry. I thought it was sorry.
Right, yeah. So it's a 2-1, and then if I added that guy, it'd be like a 5-1. But a 2-1 would give me a -2. You're Russian, that's +1. If I don't attack you from 2 hexes, there's no modifier. Let's see. Somewhere there was something about being charged but not in cavalry. Is that on the
It's an
defenders?
assaulting charging units. Cavalry against infantry, not in square, -3.
-3. Okay, so that's down on my side of the table. Okay.
Exactly.
So we'd have a -4 on the die roll from the looks of it.
I think so.
-2 for the odds, +1 for being Russian, but then a -3 for that. So you'd have a -4 altogether. And if I wanted to throw the other guy in, then it would be a -6. But I want to keep him fresh for using him somewhere else. So yeah. So what I will do is just use this chap here. And so here we are. We've got a -4. Let's see what we get. A 9 -4 is going to be a 5. So that's sufficient for that chap to break and run away. What's left of him, I should say.
2 support stacking points because he has strength points because it's cavalry. So that's 2, 3, 4. That's probably right. 5 and 6.
Okay. And I am going to opt not to advance into that hex, and I will flip myself over so we know that I'm tired, or at least I'm pretending to be tired. I was glad that post I made on Facebook about, just changing the color, seemed to get a fair amount of interest and positive response. It just makes it visually easier to see that the subtleties here. Of course, yeah, you're like, okay, I'm wondering what, I guess if you got to know what each of the different movement values are,
you'd
know just looking at it. Well, dragoons, have a movement of 7, and you'd have to try to memorize or know what's what. I just thought it was just visually, it's clean enough. So, okay, cool.
I absolutely agree. I think that this is pointing out an interesting situation in today's wargaming, in that if you design something for paper, there's things that you just can't ever do, and that's one of them. You can't change color of a counter. I guess you could in this case because you're just making it on the the tired side. But there's a lot of things that you can do in Vassal, like add moved counters and add, notes to take a stand check or whatever it happens to be. They make the game better, and they just don't exist in cardboard. So I
Yeah.
think that pointing these things out is an advantage. So I'm all for it. I think it's great.
Well, and with the print job that Uwe has, he's using, he's got multiple colors on the counter. He's got the little French flag, for goodness sake, on these counters. So he's got
Yeah,
red. So it's not like, the days of Avalon Hill where you can basically only have two colors on the counter,
you got pink
or
and you
just
got
one
gray.
color. Yeah, exactly. So it wouldn't be, but I thought I'd just put that out there because I know he's in the process of developing another game. And I'm like,
Yeah,
okay, well, if you're trying to make it clean, but also visually helpful for the war gamers, here's an idea.
I agree.
So
I
obviously we
agree.
can't do anything about it for Eylau because unless someone's to go in and modify the module, the Vassal
Yeah,
module.
we could fix the Vassal
Yeah,
module if we wanted to.
but for future reference. All right. Last but not least, I've got an attack over here with this chap.
So
So
I'm
you're
gonna
going to get
fire,
a shot at me.
and it's a shot.
It is a little bit of a shot. So you're going to be ×4. So you're going to be on the 12 table. It's defensive fire, so you're going to get a +1. So you're on the 12 table with a +1. See what you get.
Right.
A 7 becomes an 8. That's a single hit. Bing.
It could have been so much better. Okay.
It could have been. It could have been. All right. So now we're going to do our combat, and our odds are 3-1. So that's a -3. You're Russian, so that's +1. So now we're just at a -2. You are artillery alone in the hex. So that's a -5. So we're at a -7 right now. And I don't know if there's any other modifiers here.
Yeah, you took a loss, so then the
Oh,
defensive
okay.
fire
So it's only a
+1.
-6. Okay.
Only a -6,
Only a
which
-6,
means
which means then, and
there's
there's no leader
not
there,
a,
so it doesn't matter what I roll. They're going to lose.
right. So they're going to take a loss,
Do they
and they're
take
going to
one
take a
loss or
second
second
loss.
loss? Okay, yeah.
They
I
take 2
wasn't sure
losses
if
because
yeah.
it's cavalry. And then I need to roll a limber.
Oh wait, but they're under defend orders, aren't they?
Well, perhaps.
Well, I presume they were.
I
That's
would
something you
too.
should tell me. Are they under defend
It really is.
orders?
Yes, it was on a defend order.
Okay, so then I do need to roll because it's then only a -4. I rolled a 6.
Oh yeah, no, that's a really good set of odds. Let's go for it. Roll
Yeah,
12.
so I rolled a 6. So
Yeah, it's gone anyway. Good.
yeah. So
I
then
mean, not
you
good.
would roll to see, I guess, if you could limber them up and get them out of there.
Right, but let me just check the limber. All right. Yeah, I need a 4 or 6. 4 through 6 on one dice.
A 2. All right. So they're toast.
They are toast. You can just come, take the hex, come right up under the guns.
Oh, I think I'll pass.
I bet they can't depress that far. I bet you're safe.
They could just roll the cannonballs down.
Dang it.
At this point. All right, but now you've got to make a stand check for all 3 of them. So for that guy, the stand check is you're Russian, so that's +1. But it's a -2 because the guy next to you was eliminated. So you're at a -1. And then there's enemy cavalry nearby, so you're at a -3.
That's what I get.
Yep. Okay. So for the northernmost unit, they're happy.
They are happy.
Next guy's down. They are not happy. So
Okay,
they're going to
so
take
these
a loss, and then they got to What do they do in this case? Do they just retreat back 1 hex?
Well, in a stand table, I think that you get the first one is a freebie, but it can't, because you can prolong. But that's not going to help because you still have to retreat the full length of your movement, right? So you've got to
do you
limber.
have to do the limber, the emergency limber thing?
I think I do. So I'm going to select both of these. And is it just a...
So then you've got
Yeah.
to, for those
No, the
guys, you've got
lead,
to roll a 6.
right. So the lead unit takes the SP loss.
Right.
Okay, so that's for the stand loss.
Yep.
Now I've got to, the lead unit is heavy artillery,
right.
so that is
It's a 6
a
only.
6
Yeah.
only. Ah, yes.
Okay, so he's good. And then the guy underneath him is a 4 through 6.
Right. And he does not
He's
make
gone.
it.
Okay.
And then this guy goes back 1, 2, 3, 4. It only talks about infantry and cavalry going back. But now that that's limbered, I think it should move like an infantry piece.
Yeah, because it does the emergency limber. So
Right.
all right, and then finally you've got these guys. Same thing. A minus. What was it? A -3, I think we said.
What is it? 7 again.
Yeah.
Dang it.
But those guys are better. It looks like they're both horse guns. So top guy's going to take a loss.
And then the top guy is going to try and limber, and he does. And then the bottom guy is just going to try and limber.
And he does. Okay.
And then we've got to go back.
7. Yep. 1,
2, 3, 4, 5.
They're just going to end up back here, I think, right?
7. Yeah, I think that's totally compliant.
Okay. Cool.
All right, very well done.
They will then mark him as tired. All right. So that is, I kind of put a hole in things, which is what I was hoping to do. Cool.
Yeah, I did. And you got lots of cavalry to follow up.
I do have a fair amount left to make mischief with. Indeed. So now we go back to the bag, and the critical question is, what do we come up with? So you get to pull and see. Oh, it's the French. All right. So we are going to continue our grand charge because we can. So what I need to do then is clone this cube and bring up my board, and I will then reactivate those 2 divisions. Okay. All right. So now we have all kinds of interesting things. So it's 2 movement points less for this next one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he can get there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 gets him there, and we're just going to turn him there. I got to remember. Yeah, the Albuera module, he was using the closed and open parentheses for turning. Yep. And I'm just like, what are you doing to me? Because I'm trying to do like Control Z and Control X was like eliminating units, and the control arrows left or right wasn't doing anything. So I'm like, bah. So there were a couple of times I went to go turn my unit and it disappeared. I'm like, oh, God damn it. So
in the Avalanche Press series, we use the open and closed square brackets. I know.
Yeah. So just like, oh my gosh. What can you do? All right. So we've got that happening there. And we will 1, 2, 3. And then the artillery is 1 less, right? Okay, so I can still move them. 1, 2 to limber, and then 2 to unlimber.
So you can move like 1 hex and unlimber.
Yeah, yeah. No, I should be, oh, yeah, you're right. No, I can move 2 hexes because I have 6 movement points, right? Because I'm normally
Am I looking
7.
at the wrong thing? I'm sorry.
I thought that,
2 to limber is 7, and your 7 is -2 is 5.
why is
So
it
you go,
-2?
is limbering 1? Oh my
No,
gosh, that's a bad
yeah. No. But for artillery, on the second activation is only -1 movement point. Cavalry, it's -2, but artillery, it's only -1.
I had
So,
cavalry on the book. I'm sorry.
yeah, no, that's okay. So yeah, so he could limber up, move 2 hexes, and then unlimber and take a pot shot at somebody. So I have to figure out what I want to do with him. Well, we need to attack these guns and see if we can't finish them off. So let's go. Let's go. We're going to move these guys up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gets them there. So they're going to go into that little mix. These guys will go 1, 2, 3. So we have a little bit of cover on that side of the universe. Boop, 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 boop. All right. Now, the question is, what do we do with the other people? Two, 3, 4, 5. Actually, I'm going to move that guy back. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll put this guy up here. He's fresh. In case you decide you're not going to be fresh. 2. All right, then my guns, I'm going to limber them up, and I'm going to move them over here. 1, 2. And they are going to then unlimber, and they're going to be facing, oh, come on, work with me, that way. And we're going to take a pot shot at your square here. So 1, 2, 3, we're 3 hexes away. Do I want to do that? No. Or do I want to break the other guy? No, we're going to be as French as possible. We're going to be here, and we're going to shoot at this guy here. That square there. Okay. So we are on the 4 table, I think it is. Again, ×2. Unless it allows horse guns to unlimber in a zone of influence. I don't think it does. And I don't have enough movement points to get in your sock. So we're there. So we're going to be on the 4 table, and we're going to have a +4. So here we go. Let's roll. A 6 + 4 is a 10. So that's going to be a single hit on that square there.
Right here.
Yeah, that guy, yeah. I was hoping to get 2 hits on him, and
because that would take him out of the square.
that would have taken him out of the square, but oh well. Best laid plans.
Yeah, really. Well, you've got that whole flank kind of worked over, This one is only 1 point away. This one can't square. This one can't square.
Yep.
And that's got a commander, so he's particularly vulnerable.
Yes. So I thought it would be a good time to smash into the whole lot of them. So, well, cool. We'll see what we can accomplish here, shall we? So
Keep going.
this guy's gonna go. Yeah, let's see. So they're gonna. Yeah, we're gonna come here, and this guy's gonna go there, and we're gonna throw Milhode in over here, so that we've got his little bonus. And then this guy's going to go there, and this guy's going to go there, and this guy's going to go there. And let's just change his facing slightly. Oh, actually, we can put him over here on this side to provide a reserve like that. Okay. Okay, and then we've got one guy left over here that hasn't moved. We're going to put him there, and then we can put Grouchy here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Everybody is in. We'll throw Grouchy in. Charge the guns. Why not? It's very brave. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll put him up here. Make him feel a little bit better.
Yeah, right.
Okay. Okay, cool. So I've got at least a few attacks. So let's do this one up here.
What is your defensive fire?
You do have defensive fire. So let's do this one here with your heavies. That's going to be particularly
I'm going to do that.
expensive. So you've got 8 times 4. You're off the chart. You're at the 19 plus mark. And you got a +2, 1 for it being defensive fire, 1 for it being heavy. So go ahead and roll. You're certainly guaranteed to get something.
Okay, I still like my charts. Hold on. I just got the +1 for heavy, right? Okay, so
yep. So +2.
Let's roll 12s.
A 5
Fine,
becomes
that's not
a
12,
7.
but it's good enough.
That's going to be 2 hits. Okay, so we'll keep that in mind. All right. So now we go to our calculations. I've got 7 and 9. I've got 16 to your 8. So we're at 2 to 1 odds. So that's going to be a -2. You're Russian, so that's a +1. So we're only at -1. You're under defensive orders. So that's a +2. So now you're at a +1. But you're being hit from more than 1 hex. So that's a -1. So we're at 0. Now you're being charged through the flank. Or is that the rear for the guns? I guess that's the rear. So that's a -2. You are artillery all by yourself, so that's -5. And then I've got my leader who adds in another 2. but you gave me 2 hits. So we're at a -5 altogether. I don't think I can fail.
I don't think you can.
Yeah. So, but if I roll a 12, Grushi might be a casualty. So let's roll
Right.
a 7. So, yeah.
Okay, so first and foremost, they each take 2 hits. So I'm going to select the whole stack and take hit and hit. Now, they need to make a limber roll.
Yep. And they're heavies, so it's 6.
Right. So the first one does not, and the second one does not. So they're both gone.
All right. And then you've got to make a check for these guys, and they're going to have a -2 because friendlies got eliminated. Another -2 for cavalry in proximity, but a +1 for being. So you have a -3 altogether for them.
Okay, and the roll. 10, 7.
Okay.
Good. They stand.
Okay. Cool. All right. So let me go ahead and flip these guys over. Oh, I did not want to flip Grushi.
No.
Okay. All right. So we've got that part taken care of. So that was good. That's more or less got that battery completely gone. All right. Now we've got our attack here on Monsieur Bagavou. Let's do this one here. So you're going to have defensive fire. This guy can fire there. He's going to be on the 1 chart with, I guess, a +1 for defensive fire. A 12. That is a hit on the 1 chart.
1 hit, right?
Yep, 1-hit wonder. Okay. And then this guy has to split his fire between these two. So he's going to be, the infantry is worth 4 points, and the artillery is worth 8 points.
8 points.
So you've got,
I'm going to do
12 points, I guess.
8 here and 4 here.
Okay. So let's do the 4 first. Oh, the 8 first? The 4. Okay.
4 first.
So that's a hit.
And 11 is 12.
So 2 hits.
That's a +1 because it's defensive fire.
Yeah.
Good. And then the artillery is the 8. Oh, nice. At 9. 8 at 9 is still 1 hit.
Okay. All right. So that's all together. They've taken 4 hits so far. That's nasty.
That was all right.
Okay.
Okay. So next one down, let's do the defense.
No, no. Let's do the combat here then. So I've got 11 points to your 4 points. So I'm going to be at 3 to 1.
4 to 1.
Oh, 4 to 1, right? So that's a -4.
Over halfway to the next increment.
So -4.
Right.
You're Russian, so that's +1. What are your orders?
Defend.
They are.
Allied. That's Bagavou. So that's different. Sorry, that's not the artillery reserve. Bagavou is, in fact, an attack.
An attack. Okay, so there's no plus for that. You're being attacked for more than 1 hex, so you're at a -4. Let's see, I don't have any lancers or anything like that. Not being charged through the flank or the rear. Okay, so then we go to our assaulting charging units. I took 4 losses, so we're at a 0. You're not in square, so that's a -3. But I'm attacking up the hill, so that's a +2. So it's a -1 altogether.
That's what I make it.
Okay, cool. Let's roll and see what we get. A 4 -1. So that's going to be a victory.
Enough.
Yep.
Okay, so first thing to do is take the hit, and it's on each. So I lose 1 on the artillery, and I lose 1 on the infantry.
Well, no, don't you take
2 on
2
the
losses?
infantry.
Yeah. So
2 on
basically,
each.
the whole stack
Whole
is
stack's
eliminated.
gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. I infanterized you for a minute. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Okay, and if you want to take the hex, you may.
Yes, I will. I will advance there, and I will mark these guys as tired. So let me flip them. Okay, good. Now we've got our next attack, which is here against Bagavoo. So you've got this guy can fire, this guy can fire, and this guy can fire. So you want to do this one first. You're going to be, you've got
6 from the infantry.
well, but you're thirded, right? So you basically have 2 from the infantry, right? Because don't we?
Actually, 1 from the infantry.
1 from the
3
infantry.
divided by 3. 1 from the infantry.
Okay.
1 from the infantry and 8 from the artillery. So I'm going to take.
But then you're thirded for the artillery too, right?
Yes, you are.
Yeah.
So that's a 3 on the artillery.
Okay.
So it's a 1 and a 3.
Okay. So roll for the 1 and roll for the 3.
Nothing.
Okay. So then we move down the line. We're here. You've got 2 points for the. Oh, actually, before we get carried away, we need to roll for stand checks for all of these guys. Right?
Oh, right.
Because the unit that was there got eliminated.
Let's do that. So let's go here to the top.
So he's Russian, so that's +1. The guy next to him got eliminated, so that's a -1. There's cavalry in proximity, so that's another -2. So we're at -3 altogether for him.
Right.
But he's in square, so that adds 2. So it's just a -1.
So it's a 5, so it's still not enough.
Nope. So they're going to take a loss and run away. All right. Then we've got your Polish Lancers.
No, that's a problem.
So they've got a +1. And then the -2 for the friendly eliminated. So just have a -1. They're not affected by the proximity of cavalry. So go ahead and roll with a -1.
I rolled. It's
a 5. Okay, so they're going to have to retreat back, I guess. So they're going to take a loss and push somebody out of the way, yeah. And they go back 4.
Yep, half.
Yeah. So
4.
1, 2, 3, 4. Okay.
Okay.
Now, are they marked as tired because they had to retreat?
I was just thinking that. And I was thinking it was through a stand check. It wasn't through a combat. So I was kind of not sure. I think it probably is. Let's fatigue him.
Yeah,
this guy was just a pushback, though. So I don't.
Yeah, the pushback I don't think counts.
Yeah.
But I thought that with tired, it was if they had to retreat.
And failing a stand check forces a retreat. Although it's that's a retreat.
Yeah,
that's tired. For sure.
Okay, all right. And then we had the guys that are in square here that took their shot for what it was worth. I guess they needed to roll as well. So they'd have the +1 for being Russian, -2 for guy being eliminated. +2 for being in square, so they're at a +1.
Well, I get it.
And then a -2 for enemy cavalry nearby. So a -2 altogether, I think.
-3.
-3, okay. Oh, they're going to bug out.
Okay. And I'm going to roll on the limber table. He does not limber, so he's gone. Oh, wait, I can push back one first, right? So, yeah, so that goes 1. No, wait, 1. There we go. Now, what happens to this guy? He's no longer in square, so the square goes away. Okay, I'm going to get rid of the smoke because we took care of that.
Yeah. And yeah.
And then this guy needs to keep going. It's 1. No, that doesn't do it. This does it. 2, 3, 4. Wait, no, that doesn't do it. This is 2 hexes away. This is 3 hexes away, rather. This is still 3 hexes away, so I got to go here. And then there, which it can.
And then he needs to go 1 more hex. There we go. Okay. Cool. All right. Then now, so now you've got your, I guess, your remaining defensive fire for Bagavoo and this guy.
Okay, we're going to go Bagavoo into Milhau.
Okay.
And he's got...
he's going to have 8 plus 2. He'll have 10 between the two of them. I don't know if they combine them or...
I think if you're not in square, I think you combine them.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
Yeah.
So, okay.
So it's an 8. Let's see what I got. So on the 10 chart.
That's probably good enough for a hit.
It
because it's actually
be...
a 9. Yeah, that's good enough for a single hit. Okay. All right. And then you got this square here has got 2 points they can fire out.
Yep. So on the 2.
Nah.
2 on the 2. Not a lot.
2. Not a lot. Okay. So I've got 15 to 3. I got 5 to 1 odds. So I'm going to have a -4 for the odds, +1 for you being Russian. So now we're at a -3. You're not under any special orders, but you'll be getting hit from more than 1 hex. So that's another -1. So you're at -4. You have a leader there who's going to add 1 to it. So you're at a -3 so far.
Okay.
All right. Then we go.
Did you take the -1 for Russians, the +1 for Russians?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. So we had a -4 and then a -1 for it being in being attacked for more than 1 hex. Right. So that's a -4 altogether. Then +1 for you being Russian and +1 for your leader. So now we're down to a -3. Okay.
And you got the +2 for charging uphill.
I'm only at the top of the table. I haven't gone down to the next part yet.
Okay.
So then we took 1. Did we take? Yeah, we took 1 defensive fire loss. So now we're at a -2. Let's see. Then cavalry not against square. That's another -3. So now we're up to a -5. But we're charging uphill. So now that adds 2. So now we're at a -3. And then we add our leader who adds in 3. So now we're at a -6.
Which is an automatic win.
It's an automatic win. But I do have to roll in case Milho gets shot off his horse. Right. So a 9. So he survived the combat. And then I think...
So he is deleted.
Yeah.
And he is deleted.
Now, what happens to Bagavoo if everything he's with just got deleted? Is he also
No, he goes
killed
to
it
the
or
nearest
something.
unit. He goes to the nearest unit.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure. I know in some of them, if the stuff that you're with gets toasted, then you're toasted too.
Yeah, in this game, leaders are more notional
Yeah.
than physical. So you can take the hex.
Up. We will do that. Then you need to make a stand check, I guess, for this guy.
Yes, I do.
So he's going to have a +1 for being Russian, +1 for your leader, so you're at a +2. But the
Right.
guys next to you got greased, so that's a -2, so you're at 0, and then a -2 for proximity to cavalry. And you rolled
So
a
roll
9.
a 7.
7,
It
yeah,
comes
so
out
you're fine.
7 -2.
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
Okay. And let's see if there's anything else. Bup, 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 bup.
All right. So I think that's it.
Possibly. Let me double check here. I was just checking. I was trying to find the thing on leader losses. Do you remember where it talked about leader losses?
I'm looking that up right now. Hold on. Okay. The only time you get leader loss is when a unit gets a star in fire combat. This immediately check for a leader. 2d6 roll of 12 or more on the fire combat table also gives that. Assault gives that. Leaders, okay, to determine if a leader becomes a casualty, 1d6 is rolled. On a roll of 1 to 3, there is no effect. On a 4 through 6, there is a casualty. Napoleon has a special rule. He only becomes a casualty on a roll of 6. He's short, hard to hit. Consequences of the leader becoming a casualty are as follows. And then he gives the casualties. There's nothing there about the leaders stacked with other units. With units must retreat at the same rate as the units they are stacked with. If the unit fails, a unit may freely move into a new hex that only contains an enemy leader. The leader is placed on top of the closest friendly units chosen by the owning player in case of a tie.
Okay, that answers that
Where
question.
is that? The answer is that is in. It says it got it out of the manual, but doesn't tell me where.
Yeah, I think it was there in the fire
21.6.
combat section.
It's in 21.6, I think.
Yeah. Yes, leaders in combat. So, okay. Cool. All right. So that takes care of that. I flipped those guys over that are engaged. So we're done with that. So now we go back to the bag. I'm going to go ahead and grab a cube and see what we get. We get another French one. All right. So at this point, I can't do any more stuff with the grand charge. The grand charge at this point is over, correct?
Right. But your units have both been activated twice. So each of your cavalry units has a third activation if you choose to use it, but not as part of a grand charge.
Right. So now what I could do is either keep doing something exciting with them or activate a different formation, like my infantry up here, who can come and pounce on your guys that are in square. Although sometimes, I did notice that assaulting a square is not as exciting as you would think it would be.
It depends on what odds you get. You know, if you've really got it stacked up, you can break it real easily.
Well, you don't have to worry about much fire stuff coming at you, I
No,
suppose.
you sure don't.
Yeah. But the question is it, you know, do you normally, I mean, if you're firing at them, I would get a plus, but I don't get fire unless it is the unless it's the fire cube phase. So that's where, like, trying to get the mechanics down. So, like, you know, it's the bonus going against squares seems to be with the fire combat against them. That's where being in square is really detrimental in this game system. It's really punishing you for being in square, getting shot at. But if you're being meleeed by infantry, not so much, right? I think
Pretty much.
infantry
It
in
actually gives you a
square, right,
+1.
in square formation assaulted by infantry is a +1.
Paradoxically.
Yeah, so you're actually you get a bonus for being in square.
Yeah.
And I think what they're relating to there is usually the morale value of you guys all being in this compact formation. But from a melee value, it's in La Bataille and some of the other game systems, being in square, you're not as effective defending against other infantry. And so then
Exactly.
you're penalized for that. So with this one, I think because it's a little bit more abstract, they're not quite looking at it quite the same way in that regard. So do we come down the hill and attack you, or do we do something else clever? I've got at least two more activations after this. So let's see, what else can we do? Who else can we punish? And my movement is, for the cavalry, gosh, it's probably hardly anything now. -4. Oh. So my tired guys can only move 1 hex. The other guys can only move 3. I can hardly get anywhere. I guess I can. You can always move at least 1 hex forward. Is that right?
You can move 1 hex. Yeah. It doesn't need to be forward, though.
Right. But what I'm saying is, like, if I were activate Grushi, this guy could move here, even though in theory it would cost 3 movement points to do so.
Yeah, you can go 1 hex.
Okay. Right. Okay, that's what I was.
Right in that, I think you're right. I think you're right. Hold on, let me just check in.
Yeah, because otherwise it would cost me 2 to go up the slope and then an extra 1 to enter a Zoc. It would cost me 3 points normally to move into that hex.
It's thinking. It actually says here 1 movement point. So that's, I don't think, is accurate. So what does it say?
So where are you at?
I'm in 19. Retreat and stacking. That's not it. Okay, each unit has a certain number of movement points. A unit always moves through one of their frontal hex sides. Units always have a 1 movement point minimum despite multiple activations, tired status, and weather effects. But it's not 1 square. After
Right,
any
it's not
changes
1
of
hex,
formation,
right? Yeah.
guarding hex, a unit available. Yeah, it says actually 1 movement point. So it seems like that would not work.
Okay, that's what I wanted to find out. Yeah, because I wasn't sure. So
I wasn't either.
Yeah. Okay, so that means pretty much those guys have shot their wad and they are done. So we're going to, if I can find where I parked the cube. Where is the French cube? Where did I put it on the map?
Oh, it's
Oh, it's
way over on
way
the
over there.
Apollo.
Yeah, okay. So I'm then going to instead put it on one of these corps. Who is it? That's going to be on the 2nd division. Yeah, 2nd division of the 7th Corps. Yes. Okay, so we'll give it to them. So that is their okay, so that's then going to be their 2nd activation. So they're -1 on their movement. So what can we accomplish with that? We can't change formation adjacent to you. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. So I'm wondering.
That was a good charge, by the way.
Yeah, it went better than I expected. And that's the first time. I mean, obviously, in the last game we played with Davu, I had no cavalry.
Yeah, right.
So yeah,
Cavalry charge. I read about that in a book once.
yeah, exactly. Let's see. So if we go here and there, so this guy would be 1, 2, 3. Oh, Joe Boyle is saying it's unlimited artillery that's under defend, move, or attack orders can move 1 hex, irrespective of facing formation or movement costs.
Good call.
So that's what we were thinking. Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Joe. Let's see, what have we got here? So if this guy's movement points are normally 7, and he's 1 less, right? And then we go to change his formation. So if we moved here, for example, that's 1 movement point. So from 7, from 6, he's down to 4, right? And then we were to change him, and let's separate them because they both have different movement values, right? And then we change his formation, right? Oh, he's fast. Okay. So he's got 2 movement points less. So then he could go down the slope. That's going to be 1, and then so it's going to cost him 3 to go there, right?
Right.
So you're looking at his movements. So my question is, like when we change from column to line, like are we then subtracting what movement they've spent off of their line formation at the moment we flip them over?
There's a discussion on that, and I do not remember the answer. I think it's the original formation, which you start with. But then I think, yeah, I'm not 100% sure.
Because then what kind of happens is, okay, say I move this guy 3 hexes, and then I flip him over into line, and he's got a movement value of 4. Well, now he's got 1 movement point left. Or actually, he's got no movement points left.
What's left because it's 2 to flip, yeah.
Yeah, but if it's a case where I'm here, I've got 6, right? Yeah, I'm just not quite sure. I haven't done this very much, so that's why I was curious.
Yeah, sorry. That's
Kind of how that works.
Yeah. I'm uninspired. I don't change formation. I just get in column and drive until I hit Moscow.
Is that it? Okay.
That's it. And it's a long ways to Moscow from here.
I'll take your word for it. A long ways to Moscow, indeed. All right. So he went up 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. He can unlimber there. Not unlimber, but come off his high horse. Good. This guy's going to push forward there. And let's see. This guy's going to push forward there. And 1. Let's see. We'll leave the leader there. So 1. So we go here. That's 1. If we change him into line, that's going to be 2. Yeah, so then this is the question is, can I go here down the slope? Or can I only go down the slope in column?
Well, that's going to be 3 points right to there because you've got to go down the slope, and then you're going into the next hex. So you pay 1 to get in the space with the. I think you have to go in column.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, I agree. So let's go ahead and we'll put that guy. Yeah, we'll put that guy down there. And this guy we're going to leave here as a reserve. Let's see. This guy will shift over here and we'll just change his formation slightly. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, no, we'll just in for a penny, in for a pound. We'll put him there. All right, there's that. And this guy we will put into line and we can move him here. And there we go. Okay, and I think that is it. I think everybody's in command. Cool.
All right.
Actually, I don't want to put him in line. That's kind of lame. We'll leave him right there. Okay. Good.
Yep.
That's it.
So we got some defensive fire. Are you going to attack?
I'm not. So you have no defensive fire.
No defense. There's no defense for this.
Nope. I'm going to wait and shoot you. So when the fire cube comes up, these guys will fire. These guys will fire. You know.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see about that.
We'll see about that.
So I just drew another blue one. How many in a row does it make for you? That's 3.
So it's 3. So it's got to be a Russian one. So keep drawing till you get the Russian one.
There we go.
Okay.
That's me. And I am going to put it here on, so it's not right. I'm going to go with the 8th Division.
The 8th Division. I'm not sure where those guys are.
Right up by Eylau.
Oh, okay.
So, yep. There, I could do other things, but I'm good.
Okay.
Because I got to get infantry across that road. So I've got to get.
In theory, yes.
No, in practice, sir, in practice.
Oh, one thing I noticed that when we'd played that. Well, go ahead, finish it up. But last turn, I should have had one of my units from this division that did the retire. Should have gotten better? Happier. Yeah.
Well, just make him happier when you think about it. I'm good with that. This is 3, and that's 5.
Okay.
I'm not done.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is it where did he start off? Was he here?
Here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's 6.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
6, yeah. Miscount. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. One, whoops, that's too many. That's, no, undo that. Sorry. That did not look like it was a full stack one for my eyes here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, flip. 1, 2, flip.
Because you can't have enough artillery. Although that stack is illegal.
It's not supposed to be that way. Again, I'm not seeing these things right. It's my fault. Let me pull this back here. I'm at a zoom level that's not appropriate for me. So let me go and zoom it. Okay, yeah, so now I can see that there's multiple units in the hex. Good. Okay, so we'll just leave him there. Then I don't think I have anything else I want to move. How odd. Okay, how neat. All right. All right, my move, oh, no. My move is, okay, Matt, think about this. Okay, yeah, this is what I'm doing. Gonna go right there. And then let's turn on his command range. And everything in his division save one thing is in command, which is great. Okay. So I'm going to assault here and here versus, well, here and here versus the cemetery.
Okay. So I'm going to get a fair amount of fire on you. So these two guys can take a shot at that stack. So for the first one, we've got 4 times 4 is, 4 times 2 is 8. So we're on the 8 chart. We've got a +1 for it being defensive fire, +1 since you're in column. So that's going to be 8 with a +2. Here we go. Let's see what we get. That's going to be a 6. That is a big whiff. Here, then we're on the 6 chart, also with a +2. See what we get. That's going to be a 9. That's good enough for a single hit. Good. And then this guy's got 2 rolls. He's on the 2 chart here and there with a +2 on the 2 chart. So here we go. Let's see. First one and second one. Nope. All right. Now we go off to combat land.
Right. So we've got 12 and 13 is 25 here.
Okay. So you're on the 4 to 1. So there's going to be a -3 for the odds. I'm an elite unit, so that's +1. I'm
Your
not.
guard. Oh, yes. That doesn't count. That's later.
Yeah. So there's nothing else exciting there. I'm being attacked from more than 1 hex, so we're back up to a -3. I'm in obstructed terrain, so that's +2. So we're just at a -1 now. Okay, and then we go down to your side of things, correct?
Right.
So you took a hit from defensive fire, so you're at a 0. You have, though, elite units, so that's going to be
Right.
a -1.
Correct.
Now, is there anything about me being in obstructed terrain that's helpful, or did I miss that?
So the bottom is in. No, you.
Oh, that's up at the top, so that should be a
Yeah.
+2.
So you're +2. Yeah, it's a +2
Okay.
by the way.
All right.
I think I'm at a
So
+1.
it's a +1 altogether.
And I have a leadership ranking though.
Okay. So
So
then
it
that's
comes
going
to
to
a
make it a
-1.
-1. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, go ahead and roll.
Ah,
10 minus
criminy.
1. That's going to be a 9. So you're going to take a loss. Take 1 loss, I guess.
Yeah. I didn't want that result. That's it.
Well, it could have been worse. You could have rolled boxcars.
Oh, that is true. That is true. Hold on. I actually do have one more. I forgot down here. I
Oh,
have
okay.
this guy to there. So that's a 12 to 5. That's a
Well,
simple 2 to 1.
let me take my shots first.
Oh,
So
right.
I'm going to be on the
8.
8 chart, and I will have a +2 on the 8 chart. So let's see what I can muster here. A 6 is going to be an 8, so that's good enough for a single hit. All right.
Okay, so now it's 13 to 5, which is 11 to 5, which is 2 to 1 just.
Yep.
2 to 1.
So that's going to give you a -1.
1.
I'm not being charged for more than 1 hex. I'm not being charged to the flank, rear. Infantry in line assaulted by infantry in column. So that's going to be then a -2.
That's right.
Correct? Okay. Then we go down to taking a loss. You did. So that's a +1. So now it's just a -1. And is there anything particularly exciting about your units?
Nothing.
Nothing. Okay, so
Bog
then it's just
standard Russians.
Yep, so it's just a -1. A 7.
6.
So that's going to be a 6. So that's enough for them to take a loss. And they're going to have to retire back. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gets them back there. All right, then this guy's got to make a check. So let's take a look and see. He's not Russian. The guy next to him bugged out, retreated. So it's a -1. There's no cavalry nearby, so just a -1. Let's roll, and it's 2 dice, correct?
Yep.
Oh, that's no good. He's going to bug out too. All right, so he's got to take a loss, and we can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. Well, that was not as exciting as I would have liked, but you win some, you lose some.
I'm going to take the hex.
You're going to take the hex, baby.
Okay, well, I wanted to get you out of the cemetery, and I didn't.
Yep, that's okay. I'm sure other excitement will follow. We've got 2 more cubes, so we know one of them is French. How are we for time? Do you have to pack up?
I actually do. I'm going to a game convention this morning.
Okay.
Here in beautiful Portland is Game Storm. It's mostly Euro games, but a bunch of my friends are meeting up, and we're going to be playing Avalanche Press naval games.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
Yeah, just to remember the main weekend.
Okay. How exciting. Well, I'll see if I can move as quickly as possible so we can be done at 8 o'clock or as close to 8 o'clock as we can get. Perfect. So I'm going to put one of these on the cuirassiers who have yet to move. Come on. Where did my stuff go? There we go. I had a cube. And my cube has disappeared. There's my cube. All right, so the Crossiers, it's their first activation, and they are going to be heading 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 for good measure. And last little guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Whoops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, and then we just need to change their orientations slightly. Okay. All right. So they are okay in that regard. And then we have just one more activation, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and that I'm going to put on Houdelay. That will be his third activation. And that means his little people are 2 less movement points everywhere. Okay. All right, so this guy can move here. I'm going to just change his facing slightly if it will allow me to do so. And they're just going to go like that. And
Oh, interesting. Interesting. All right. Well, I guess that's it, huh, for that Crossier.
yeah, what for the Crossier?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, I can't really move them too much more because they're under strategic movement orders. I guess I could, but I wanted to try to tidy up the line with Houdelay there.
Nice. All right. So you got one more pull, I think.
No, that was my last
yeah.
pull. Yeah,
Brilliant.
We're done. Yeah. So
I'll move the turn counter to 2. And we should clear our moved.
okay, you do get opportunity fire as these guys move away. So take a parting shot on the 2 chart. No pluses, no minuses.
Nothing.
Nothing. Okay. That's 1.
And then I've got one here, which is going to be 2 points.
Who's that?
That's also nothing. This guy, because you moved adjacent to him.
Yeah, moving adjacent doesn't trigger opportunity fire. It's only moving away.
Away. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, that would be nice if just moving
Wouldn't
next
it?
to them. It would be a lot bloodier affair. So.
Well, if you were charging, that would be, but it's not.
Yeah, I'm not attacking.
Or
Okay.
assaulting.
Or assaulting. Okay, so I think that is, and I'm just gonna, there we go. Okay, cool.
I'm gonna turn all the horses back on.
Okay.
Then I'm
Everybody's
going
happy
to
again.
clear all the smoke. I think I did that already.
Yep.
That's right. And let's put the cubes back to the bags. And then in the bag, we've got to make sure that I might have put extra
Well,
cubes
yeah,
because
don't put them all in the bag, just right. So
no.
it should be, there should be 7 for the French. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we had a bunch of extra ones.
So just delete those.
Yep.
And now I can put them all back in the bag.
Yep.
So let's get all up. Cancel. Oh, interesting. I had no idea. Okay.
All right.
So,
I'm going to advance the clock.
oh, I did. I advanced it to 2.
Oh, you did. Okay.
Yeah,
When
which
does
is the last turn?
is this the last turn?
It is the last turn.
Oh, really? Oh, wow. Okay. I did not know that.
Yeah. So I'm glad you made your cavalry charge.
Yeah, I did not realize that that was the case. Interesting.
So there we go, sir.
Okay.
Wish me luck at the game convention.
Yes, be brilliant.
I will.
Yeah.
I will. I'm
Oh,
gonna
actually, and one
get
other
some
thing, with
armor
all those
for the
losses that you
convention.
took, did you take cubes off?
Out of the cubes, no. How many did I lose? I think I lost 3.
You lost a lot. I mean, they should all be piled up on your battle board, right? You lost the guys that Bagavoo was stacked with, so that's 2 there. You lost a bunch of artillery.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I lost a lot more. Well, I didn't save them and I didn't think about it. So what do you want to do? You want to take off?
Oh,
Well, I think we overestimated
I
points
thought we were
anyway.
putting them over on our army board. That's where I'd been putting all my guys that got eliminated.
Yeah, see, now you're just showing off for being smart. Because I did not do that.
Oh, well, you just hit the delete button instead?
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's my bad.
It's no
So let
worries.
me just
I'll take a look through it, and then I will let you know how many got greased. Although I don't think it makes a difference. In this particular scenario, we've got a boatload of army fatigue points.
Yeah, I think we overestimated the army fatigue points, but we played with them, so it's still good.
Yeah, but they're like giving you way too many for what it is, I guess, unless everybody's attacking practically.
Yeah, I think what I got is I did the I did like the very first version that he did on this, and I think he's adjusted it since.
Okay.
So
Okay, cool.
all right.
Very
good,
good.
sir.
Thank
I will
you.
see you later.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye. All right. And for those of you that are tuning in, we're going to wrap up the broadcast here. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.